Good evening, Speed Gaming Live, and welcome to the semifinals of the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Randomizer race. My name's Hebbinks, and I'm joined tonight by Mortal Mago. Mago, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm a little tired, but I'll get through it tonight. I'm going to be staying wide awake to see the results of this exciting match. This is round 3 for SirLinkalot versus theRPGchick. Unfortunately, we will have a winner and a loser tonight, and one of our runners will be going home, and the other one will be proceeding to the finals. So anybody out there a fan of one of our runners, be sure to send them your luck through the chat. And Mako, why don't you go ahead and give anybody new a rundown on some of the settings we have for the seed?
So, all of the key items that you're going to be looking for that would normally be in red chests or from battlefields or from beating the bosses in the game are going to be completely mixed up in their locations from each other, including the shop checks that you can get from the vendors. Battle.
Yep, battlefields.
Yeah, and the battlefields are part of that and randomized also.
Yep.
Battlefields are going to be mixed between 1 and 5, and enemy stats are going to be randomized also.
Yep, including their positions. So the stat spread for this tournament has been 75% of the vanilla values with a 50% spread. So our enemies could be as weak as 25% as they are in vanilla, or as jacked and pumped up as 125%. So it should be some interesting fights tonight here, chat. On top of all of that, Ben has been given a bit of a bump in his speed. He's now twice as fast as he normally is in vanilla. So you're going to see him sprinting through the world. And our runners are looking for 8 key items tonight. So our runners need any sword, the Dragon Claw, Mega Grenades, Thunder Rock, the Captain's Cap, the Mobius Crest, the Sky Coin, in either the Sun Coin or the Multi Key if they have the Mobius Crest that they're in their inventory already. Once they have all those items, they are not gated by any other boss fights or any other sort of progression. They can head straight to the final dungeon. And chat, if you're interested in this randomizer, you want to get involved, this is a very young randomizer. It's just finished being developed last year by Wild Ham. You feel free to join us at ffmkrando.net where you can find a link to the Discord. And our runners are off. Looks like we have a cat claw start, and the old man's handing out Quake. Not a great spell, but this early in the run, it could have some use. Unfortunately, the spells in this game are cursed by progression scaling of how they are in vanilla. So the earlier you get a spell, the weaker it tends to be. Picking up to make up for that really weak earth spell, though, our runners both got Meteor.
Now they're both going to come up and grab Tristram and probably go to check the battlefield here.
Yeah. Most of the runners have been treating this seed pretty standard here for the tournament. The sooner you can check items, the better. It looks like our runners both got lucky with a single battlefield encounter and all frogs. So both party members probably going to get poisoned here, but otherwise not too much of a threat to Ben and Tristram. Frogs looking to be a little bit more on the plump side, though. Ben not being able to kill them in one turn. SirLinkalot getting a little bit of bad luck with the miss, and RPGchick getting the same treatment. So still neck and neck for both of our runners here. And getting the sand coin for their troubles.
Both going to go in for the Tristram check in here.
Yeah, let's see if he hands out explosives or if our runners will have to remember to double back here to Bone Dungeon after they get a set of explosives. Now, those who might be familiar with the... Ooh, we are getting some bombs from Tristram. Those familiar with the vanilla game may notice that there is no dialogue progression. There is no gating behind events. Our runners can kind of run wherever they want, and that's how the randomizer's been built out. The only thing gating our runners' access is items, such as the coins for the focus tower doors, and then actual items to progress through the dungeons, such as claws, explosives, swords, axes. Other than that, the world's their oyster. And no, for the tournament settings, weapons are not set to progressive, so you know that first chest could have had mega grenades for our runners. Both of our runners picking up blizzards here. Now there is a setting in the randomizer to make that progression.
It's like RPGchick gonna take on an extra fight, trying to get another level. You know, she's just gonna leave, possibly, or she's trying to get a level.
It looks like she might be trying to get a level, but yeah, the randomizer can be set to have progressive equipment. We're just not running it for the tournament.
Meanwhile, Linkalot just going straight through, taking those jumbos and getting through the boss.
Yeah, paper thin Rex tonight. River coin from the first chest here. An exit, that's going to be huge for our runners tonight. This is going to go by fast, folks. And noble armor from that first chest there, so both of our runners are going to be getting immunity from poison as well as some water resistance. Should help them in their trip to Aquaria should they go there first.
Yeah, and anytime you pick up worse armor or worse weapon, it'll be ignored for the better.
Yeah.
The weapon will show up and you can just switch weapons off and back onto the better one.
Correct. So you're not locked into worse item progression because you picked up one of the older ones. Same thing with armor, although you don't have to manually toggle it off and on. The game's just coded to default to the best piece for that slot. Linkalot now starting his battleground fight with Phoebe, though. Oh, leaving her on auto, though, instead of opting to use some firepower to just put these scorpions down in one turn.
RPGchick gonna come through and do the same checks right behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these runners are just separated by a few seconds here, and once we start seeing some divergence, chat, one decision could be make or break for our runners here, or they could be step and step the entire way, and our deciding factor will be the final fights of Dune Tower. Look like we got some relatively conservative rolls on the enemy HP, and SirLinkalot now getting a battle axe from that battleground, and he's decided to break in this new axe by busting up a crab. For those of you who might not know, the crab is weak to the axe element. Yes, axe is an element, don't question it. SirLinkalot making some quick fish fillets before he goes in and gets him some crab legs. Relatively low HP roll on Mr. Krabs here. Meanwhile, RPGchick checking the town, see what the vendor's selling. Sun coin. That will be nice for progression later. Looks like RPGchick might go pick up some shopping money. And mega grenades from the crab. That is going to be really nice, not only for consistent damage for SirLinkalot, but opening up a lot of checks. Meanwhile, RPGchick getting her Gemini crest. That'll give her access to quickly teleport over to Fireberg. And Linkalot not far behind in his check for the Gemini crest as well.
Linkalot coming through into the dungeon here with a little bit more firepower with those megas.
Yeah, and for those of you who may not be familiar, the bomb category of this game for weapons cannot miss. It's almost like they're coded like spells, but the flip side of that is they can't crit either. So what damage you see is what you get. It is a nice, consistent source of accurate damage, though, as Ben's accuracy with the other weapons is pretty flaky sometimes, and the miss is, well, it just doesn't feel good. RPGchick starting her fight with the squid, though. And we'll see the difference between jumbo and mega grenades. It's going to be a difference of about 200 damage. And if this squid rolls a little thick, we'll see the advantage lean towards SirLinkalot as the battle progresses. Linkalot being conservative with some of those spell casts. Looks like he might be gearing up to go into Ice Pyramid. And I missed what the RPGchick grabbed. Was that the
Mobius Crest?
Ooh, very nice. Another Go Mode item. This may be a jet seed for our runners here. Still missing a few good pieces, though. We still need the Dragon Claw, Thunder Rock, and Captain's Cap. And Sky Coin.
Linkalot gonna get both his vendor check.
Opting not to buy anything yet, but now he knows what the vendors are selling. So Heal's on the table in Fireberg, and the Sun Coin is on the table there in Aquaria. I imagine the Sun Coin purchase is going to be a little more enticing for our runners. Heal, not so much. Once you get life, that spell's made obsolete. Tristram handing out a Sky Coin. This really is a jet seed, man.
All the coins nice and early here.
Mm-hmm. Linkalot now getting ready for his battleground checks, making a safety save just in case we have a nasty situation of paralysis at any of these. And the RPGchick now has her mega grenades. Still no sword though, so Ice Pyramid is off the table for our runners.
It's like she thought about taking the long way to Fireberg and might be also using the vendor house.
That or she might.
Gemini Crest.
Yeah, that or she was considering getting shopping money from that first battleground. Captain's Cap from the other battleground, though, man. We are just a Thunder Rock away and a Dragon Claw away from Go Mode. I think both of our runners are holding off on getting a Sun Coin until they get a Dragon Claw, since most of Windia is gated behind Dragon Claw checks. I think there's really only 2, maybe 5 checks that you can make since they have Mega Grenades, but no Thunder Rock either, so they can't do Spencer's Cave. No Venus Key either. So, with vanilla locations enabled, we've got a great question from chat here on how our runners know what battlegrounds give items. The items from battlegrounds are set to vanilla locations. We do have a resource page for new players on our Discord that has basically all those locations mapped out with rewards. So which location is going to give you money, which location is going to give you EXP, and which location is going to give you items. And our runners have just memorized those locations for the tournament. And if they are shuffled, like Chad has pointed out, there is a nifty little setting that Wild Ham has programmed to make it to where they're color-coded to tell you what battleground has what. So blue battlegrounds, when you shuffle them, will have items. Grays will have EXP, and greens will give you that sweet cash.
Linkalot, meanwhile, doing his second key item battlefield here, and RPGchick doing the first of the money battlefields.
Yeah, all right, SirLinkalot having some luck with these encounters. These double red cap encounters has to be my least favorite of all these encounters, mostly just because of that confusion loop that can happen. RPGchick stocking up on some seeds here to get some spell power. SirLinkalot getting a magic mirror for his troubles, but no sword, so that's kind of useless until he can double back to Ice Pyramid if he needs to double back at all.
Linkalot going ahead into the mines here while RPGchick's doing her battlefields.
Indeed. Looks like he's opting to take on the Jinn first before checking that chest north of the mines. More than likely going to hit it on his way out. Looks like chat's shuffling up their own randomizers in their head here. And SirLinkalot gonna get started with some meteor action. Taking a nasty hit from the Jinn, but this should do a good amount of damage. Let's see how thick this chunky boy is tonight.
RPGchick stuck in a paralyzed loop over on her money battlefield.
Paralysis hell is no fun, and it is real, and it is scary. Chat contemplating which sprite would be best to swap out with Dark King once that ability is enabled. And that's a great question. There is a bugs and development room in the Discord chat, so if you want to get involved and maybe help out get that functionality built into the randomizer or make some suggestions. And we do have a rather chunky genie tonight. This Jinn's been taking on plenty of explosives and 2 meteor attacks. Only now just getting the phase 3. And down he goes. And let's see what Ruben's handing out. Venus Key. That does open the doors for some logic breaking if SirLinkalot wanted after he makes the check. Oh, not checking North Mines. Never mind, doubling back in. If he opts to, he could go to Sealed Temple after checking Ruben's dad and then warping over to Aquaria before getting Wake Water. It will break logic a little bit, but it could be rewarding for the armor or equipment that's available there. Venus Shield for his trouble here, that is going to grant him some paralysis immunity as well as a nice boost to his defense and evasion. Debating whether or not to get some shopping money or head straight into the SETI, looks like SirLinkalot opts to go trade in for Ruben too. So chat, instead of in vanilla where your party members are forced out by story events, in the randomizer, our party members just kind of hang out in static locations and you could swap them whenever you want. Now, once you get an item from them, they will be upgraded to their version 2, so their final level version with all their final game spells. So Ruben now has white and a nice HP boost down to he's level 31. And SirLinkalot's going to start putting that white spell to good use and start getting rid of some enemies here in the battlefield. Meanwhile, RPGchick picking up her Venus Shield. And now going to go take on the Jinn. Linkalot's got some cash now. This is still a very tight race. Opting to go to Volcano before maybe dipping back over to Aquaria. Let's see what the Volcano has for us. Flare. Always nice to have in your arsenal. That's going to be some fat damage at the end game here when our runners go and confront Dark King. Thankfully, Dark King is not resistant to fire damage. White is also another really good pocket spell if our runners do not encounter Flare for that final fight. Man, I love the music in the in Fireberg area, like Volcano, Lava Dome. And Linkalot gearing up to fight Medusa. Only one seed in his arsenal, so it looks like he's going to go ahead and use that preemptively. Maybe do some shopping when he gets back to town after this fight. Let's see how nasty the snake lady is. Neither of his party members have immunity from petrification, so there's going to be a little bit of luck involved in not getting a wipe here. But a paper
makes some pretty short work.
Yeah, paper thin Medusa. And down she goes. Charm Claw for the trouble there. Not the Dragon Claw, but it is a decent enough upgrade. Some extra status ailments being able to be applied from that charm, as well as some extra damage.
RPGchick having a fun gin fight here. Benjamin keeps going down.
Yeah, but the mean genie is down, and SirLinkalot's breaking a little bit of logic here, like I suspected. Going to North Focus Tower now that he's got the Venus key. Let's see if he's rewarded for the sequence break here. Normally you would need Wake Water instead of defeating the Ice Pyramid. Getting a charm from the first one, not something you need to see, but since he had no accessory, that's fine. And getting a Moon Helmet. That'll give him some fire resistance, also really great for the final fight. And let's see what's north of Libra Temple. Meanwhile, RPGchick opting to buy heal, probably predicting some scenarios where petrification or paralysis come into play. And getting her cure from Ruben's dad. Still no sword for either of our runners.
RPGchick not grabbing Ruben 2.
And SirLinkalot being rewarded with an Aegis Shield for his sequence break there. That's going to be great for petrification immunity, as well as some extra defense and evasion now. And Linkalot buying his Sun Coin. Looks like he might be piecing out after he dips back into Fireberg. Looks like he'll at least be making the first 2 checks here at Lava Dome. I'll be interested to see if he decides to do a full clear, though. Fire from the first chest. Not a great spell, not awful, but with Flare being in our runner's arsenal, that's kind of obsolete at this point. And RPGchick now taking her turn to roast up some snakes. Fight should be over rather quickly.
Gonna get her Charm Claw and then go up to Lava Dome for checks as well.
Yep, so our runners are still pretty step in step with each other. A little deviation here and there, but for the most part, they are being kind of corralled in the same locations. And Gaia armor from the Moon Helmet chest. That's going to give our runners poison immunity. The water resistance is going to stay. They'll now have lightning and wind resistance and a terrible case of insomnia. Just probably like the rest of you, chat. SirLinkalot opting to hit the switch. I'm wondering if he's doing this for safety or if he's going to do a full complete here. Making use of that exit spell before dipping out. Looks like we're going to see a full clear here from SirLinkalot. Very interesting. A lot of runners tend to avoid this just because it's a lengthy trek for one check here at the end, and it is hidden behind a boss as well, which can be rather chunky.
Going in with white and meteor, so not too bad of a check.
Yeah, meanwhile, RPGchick deciding to dip out, not even bothering to hit the switch after getting her Gaia armor. And she is now going to go ahead and break some logic here and be rewarded with an Aegis shield and a charm necklace. And Mago, I missed it. Did she go ahead and buy her Sun Coin yet? Or is she still missing that?
I believe she is still missing and she hasn't come back to Aquaria.
Well, she is now in the right neighborhood to be making that purchase.
Curious to see if our sword is going to be behind Hydra here or somewhere in Windia area.
Chat,
They're going to need a sword or a dragon claw, I believe.
Yeah. Chat, I don't believe she's made that purchase. And there are the gamble, I think, being made here with RPGchick is there's technically 3 swords that can get her to go mode here. That being said, if Wyvern's hiding a Dragon Claw, that's another completely different story, and he will be required for go mode. And that'll definitely put SirLinkalot here in the lead.
I'm going to go buy that Sun Coin now.
There we go.
I guess going to Windia now for the checks.
That seems to be the play. No Wither Tree or Elixir in her inventory, so Kaylee's still off the table in terms of checks. Still missing Thunder Rock and Dragon Claw, chat, so still 2 items away from go mode, and swords, so 3. And speaking of swords,
An Excalibur from the arrow chest here.
I mean, if you're going to pick up a sword, might as well pick up the best one in the game. And that does put RPGchick in the lead in terms of go mode items. She only needs Thunder Rock and a Dragon Claw before she can go ahead and wrap things up here. Meanwhile, SirLinkalot getting prepped for his fight against the Wyvern here. Let's see if he's going to be rewarded for his extra time taken. Multi-key from the RPGchick. That means she can check Hermit's house, although she does have an entrance via his basement with the Mobius crest. I'll be interested to see what he's holding. He's been known to hoard that Dragon Claw, as well as this vendor here. 10 can from the Windia vendor there. That's what I like to call the steel helmet. Not very good otherwise.
Grab her Phoebe 2 here.
Arguably the best partner in the game. She might not have petrification resistance, but she makes up for it with 99 with a 99 magic stat and just about every white and wizard spell you can ask for a partner.
Gonna go break into the multi-key house.
Getting white for her troubles.
I have every wizard spell but thunder.
Oh, and it's looking like Thunder Rock might be hiding behind the Wyvern here, chat. Or in Ice Pyramid. Libra Crest. So, an item for another item check here. It looks like SirLinkalot's sprinting off to Aquaria. RPGchick making her way into Ice Pyramid. Smart play since she can't go anywhere else in Windia. Now that she's kind of exhausted her check. Getting a Thunder Rock for her troubles.
Thunder Rock from the mirror chest.
And a Dragon Claw behind the Libra check. So it looks like the Wyvern is required, chat. It's a roundabout check, but it is a check. Both of our runners making their way to Windia. RPGchick with the Thunder Rock in hand. Gonna go blow up Spencer's cave and realize that she's not gonna be able to get to where she needs to go. Might be checking Mac's ship as well, since he does have Mobius Crest. Meanwhile, SirLinkalot now gonna go ahead and go get his Excalibur. Still not touching Ice Pyramid yet to get his Thunder Rock, though. So it is all down to checks for our runners.
Coming here with Dragon Claw, he might opt to make the checks over in P Tower and Mount Gale.
This does put RPGchick in a little bit of a nicer spot in terms of checks to rule out. SirLinkalot has to rule out Mount Gale, P Tower, and the Giant Tree, or opt to go back to Aquaria and do the Ice Pyramid. Meanwhile, RPGchick can't do any of those 3 locations, so she's really going to be focused back to Lava Dome to fight the Wyvern.
I'm gonna grab an arrow, elixir, and a steel sword from the 3 checks up there.
2 of those are nice. RPGchick gambling on the Dragonclaw being on Mac's ship.
Yes, the enemies are in completely different locations.
Yes, it is an option though, chat. So if you want enemies in vanilla locations, you can leave that option on. For the tournament, we have toggled random enemy locations just for that little entertainment factor for y'all tonight. You can also adjust the enemy densities. So I believe for the tournament seeds, we have enemies set to 50% density. If you guys want to make these seeds really fast, you could just put no enemies on the field and only get your experience from bosses and battlefields. You can also adjust Ben's EXP gain. I believe for the tournament we have Ben's EXP gain set to about 2.5% or 2.5 times. There's also a 3-time setting and a 4-time setting for those who just really want to go fast, and there's also a boss rush mode available. Linkalot on his way to fight the Duelahan. Unfortunately, going to be getting a whammy here, but there's still plenty of good pieces that our runners still need. Cupid Locket's still up for grabs. Apollo Helmet.
Still the life spell out there.
Mm-hmm. RPGchick getting Tree Wither for her troubles. Looks like she's going to be pointed towards Kaylee. I wager she's probably going to make that check before she goes back to Lava Dome.
Got both Kaylee checks, Ice Pyramid, and that Hydra to check option.
And Linkalot using that non-elemental white magic to just put down this Headless Horseman and his Headless Horse. Bit on the chunkier side as well, though. Phase 3 just hit. And down goes Duelahan. Let's see what what SirLinkalot's getting. A Giant's Axe. Decent damage for SirLinkalot, but since he has Excalibur, that is technically the better weapon. Not only is it give Ben a speed bonus of 5, it is technically stronger than the Giant's Axe in terms of raw damage. Linkalot making his way into P Tower here, while RPGchick is going to go ahead and fight her a Zombie Minotaur. And this is still anybody's race check. If anybody's race, chat. So if RPGchick decides to dip into Lava Dome for whatever reason before going to Pyramid, and Linkalot's still checking Windia, this could give her the edge she needs, and vice versa. If Linkalot decides to dip and go check Ice Pyramid for whatever reason, he's going to go find that Thunder Rock really quick, and he'll be in go mode.
Just a Night Sword from Kaylee one there.
Night Sword also a decent piece of equipment, not as good as Excalibur obviously, but the Night Sword is the first sword that gives you that +5 bonus. Yep, RPGchick off to drop off Kaylee and Windia and make her check to see what she's holding on to. Hopefully one of our runners gets a hold of the life spell. Without life, the Dark King is rather scary. Even if he does roll paper thin, he still hits like a Mack truck. And if your partner goes down and you don't have life, that's basically a wipe. Which brings me to my other point, chat. The cure glitch is off the table for the tournament. Wildham has programmed the cure glitch out of the randomizer, so you can no longer underflow the Dark King's HP values and kill him in one shot.
Kaylee 2 giving Apollo Helm and RPGchick going to Fireberg.
Oh boy. Opting for Fireberg over Aquaria maybe? Or is she just going to use this as a quick teleport?
Like gonna grab.
Realizing she has Phoebe too, looks like she was contemplating grabbing Ben. And she's gonna go check Ice Pyramid.
Definitely the much safer check here with 3 items versus 1.
Indeed. However, SirLinkalot will be getting better levels out of Pazuzu's tower, putting him in a nicer HP place and speed place for Ben when it comes time for the final fight. RPGchick getting a decent enemy spread though here in Ice Pyramid. No mandatory fight so far. Mr. Krabs hanging off there to the left. And just a bird hanging out between the sword switch here. Linkalot getting a mask from the Excalibur chest that would have given him visibility in Volcano, but now it's just kind of a dud check. A little bit of conga line action here. Neither one of our runners getting good luck with enemy density here. Linkalot's been fighting himself through a veritable gauntlet here in P Tower.
Lots of enemies required to get to the switches.
Yep, I imagine RPGchick's going to have an easier time in this dungeon, not only because of enemy scaling, however, but she's got flare, and I don't care how thick that golem runs, he's not living through 2 flare casts from Ben.
She's gonna have a longer lava dome check when she goes to it, though. She did not hit the switch the first time through.
Indeed, so she may end up regretting that decision. Pazuzu not hanging out on floor 1. Let's see what floor the big bird's hanging out on for Linkalot here. Not on floor 3. Remember, chat, you are unable to fight Pazuzu on an even numbered floor, so even if SirLinkalot finds him on floors 2, 4, or 6, he will have to talk to the big bird and spook him up to an odd numbered floor to basically trap him there because of the switch hits.
Just a basic bomb stud from the Noble Armor check.
Mm-hmm.
Couple required fights on the way up here.
RPGchick opting not to swap off to Mega Grenades, but doesn't need to. She's got Phoebe, who's just blasting away with that white spell. Meanwhile, SirLinkalot starts his fight with the stupid bird. Let's see how thick he's rolling tonight. Pretty chunky so far. We might have ourselves a full-scale turkey, chat. Four hits and still in phase 1. We have ourselves a heifer tonight, chat. Looks like he might have rolled a 125 Pazuzu. RPGchick getting life from Ice Pyramid, though.
Gonna make a much nicer focused tower there.
Yep, so this could still come down to Dark King, even if SirLinkalot gets his Thunder Rock before RPGchick gets her Dragon Claw. If Linkalot heads off to Dark King without life and he rolls extra thick and nasty, RPGchick could catch up just by having life in her arsenal. Meanwhile, RPGchick starts to melt a snowman here. Let's see how thick he rolled. That snow wasn't packed tight enough. He's down in one shot. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a runner accidentally cure Pazuzu and have it reflect.
And the Thunder Dart from Ice Golem, so RPGchick gonna be on her way to her last available check here.
Ooh, Linkalot getting a, oh no, petrification on Phoebe and no heal or heal potions. Can he live through this next attack? No, that's a wipe for SirLinkalot. And being rated by SpeedGaming 4, welcome, you are joining us on an exciting round 3 of the Mystic Quest Randomizer chat.
The third race in a best of 3 in the semifinals here.
Yep, RPGchick in a little bit of a better spot right now, mostly because she is on her way to her final check. She'll get a Libra Crest from the Wyvern here, which will point her into the direction of her Dragon Claw. Meanwhile, SirLinkalot not checking Ice Pyramid here for his Thunder Rock in the first chest, opting instead to check Windia.
Ooh, and an early Petrify on Phoebe here.
With no healing options, SirLinkalot's banking on RNG. Mago, did you see him make a safety save before taking this fight?
I did not.
So
And
unfortunately,
the fact he's not giving up, I don't know if he did.
Yeah, he is going to be stuck in a loop here. Not having luck with birds in his tournament round here. Last match, he was stuck on Za with basically the same situation. A Phoebe that kept getting knocked out and no life available for him to use. And chat, get your easels ready. SirLinkalot's not one to go down without a fight. Once he gets this stupid bird into his sexy phase of round 3, he'll be posing like one of your French girls. Meanwhile, RPGchick losing a little bit of time, having to go back and hit that switch again and clearing out those enemies, but now making her way onto the Wyvern. Mago, you remember how dense this check fight, this check route was?
I do not. Looks like they're both gonna go in very over leveled for Focus Tower here for what they probably perceived they would be going in with though.
Indeed, that's going to put them in a nice spot though. They'll be able to live through almost every attack the Dark King has to throw out, including laser if our runners get up to level 22. Even if they don't, being able to live through Spider Kids is huge since that attack usually has a speed priority over both of our party members here.
The current room she's in is pretty dense.
Yeah,
It's like pre-required.
Lava Dome is a good mid-level dungeon though, gives out a nice chunk of EXP. So we'll probably see RPGchick leaving the Volcano here at about what, 19? And our stupid sexy bird is in phase 3 now. Strike and a pose for SirLinkalot. Playing it safe, smart move. And a nice
come down
crit
to
from
our runners
Excalibur.
getting dome moded right around the same time.
Could be. Depends on if SirLinkalot decides to check Tree or Ice Pyramid next. I imagine smart money's on Ice Pyramid. Nobody likes checking that giant tree.
RPGchick with the slight advantage if she's already finished Mac ship also.
Indeed, SirLinkalot still has to get on the ship and make his way to Mac. And wrapping up his fight with the bird, let's see what he gets for his troubles.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be magic. I was gonna say ring or locket because they're the only two things we haven't seen. I don't think.
Indeed, so a nice accessory boost for SirLinkalot. Not going to give him the confusion immunity he would want that he would normally get from the locket, but still a nice bump to his defense and evasion. Linkalot making his way to the Ice Pyramid now. Gonna be getting his Thunder Rock. Meanwhile, RPGchick entering the lair of the Wyvern, having to make a fight or two here before taking on the big lizard, but she does have Meteor and a Phoebe with maxed out magic on her party, so this should be a rather quick lizard fight. Let's also not forget that she has life in her inventory, and he does not. I imagine SirLinkalot is not going to be sticking around after grabbing this Thunder Rock here. He is peacing out, so that is another small advantage that RPGchick could leverage in her favor. Still anybody's race, chat.
So dicey, there's quite a few options with the randomizer. The current settings for this race have all of the key items randomized. You can go wherever you want, blocked by the coins you can get. So you need the river, sun, or sand coins to get into different areas from the tower. And then different things are blocked by then the items you would need.
Indeed. So no major story hurdles for you to overcome. You don't need to take Ruben to the rope bridge to watch him get mugged by a mummy. You can actually swap out your partners at any time as long as you go to their locations, which are all listed on the randomizer site down at the bottom. Meanwhile, RPGchick killing her big lizard, gonna be finding herself a lever crest and then going to go get her dragon claw. SirLinkalot's freeing up Mac's ship now. Linkalot getting his elixir and arrow and regular steel sword. Probably still shopping around for that life spell. He's made a few attempts here in this tournament without having life. RPGchick now has her dragon claw. She is in go mode. Both of our runners now probably making a beeline for the tower. SirLinkalot gets a small head start. However, he still has to clear out Mac's ship. RPGchick's already handed in her hat, so as soon as she steps aboard, she can sail away. And one level of difference between our runners here. Ooh, frozen
Like
NPC.
We might end up with 2 levels. I remember the ship had a decent amount of enemies in the way.
Indeed. So the RPGchick will be 18. Linkalot will be going in at 20 since he cleared out P Tower. Yeah, I never like getting stuck behind that lady standing in front of that house like that. An RPGchick with the slight advantage here in speed, being able to just hit the wheel and go. Sailing over that frozen ocean like it was nothing. Let's see if she opts to check the Aegis Shield chest.
Only thing I think she would possibly be looking for is locket from it, as she has life.
Indeed, and that could make all the difference here. Again, she is better equipped right now with life. If she gets the locket, she's going to have basically a free Dark King fight, barring some RNG. She'll have all the resistance she needs, and from what it looks like, all the HP. Opting not to go check for the locket, though. Saying Charm Necklace is enough, she'll take the chances with the Confusion chance. And both of our runners now making their way up to Rex, only seconds apart.
That was a very beefy wreck.
Yeah, 12,300 HP from Rex there. Rolling 125, but it doesn't matter because Phoebe's got max magic and a single life cast puts him back down in the dirt. Like I said, chat, our runners are seconds apart right now. There is a chance for the exit spell to miss the Ice Golem here. It will be a nasty little piece of RNG, but it is an X factor here that could give one of our runners the advantage. Thin ninjas tonight, chat. No thick boys blocking the progression. Sometimes they'll roll a little on the chunky side. You'll have to get off 2 white casts to get those ninjas down.
Some decently thick Cerberuses, but weak to Flare puts them down real quick.
Indeed, those Cerberuses are the nastiest mob that our runners can fight in this tower. They have access to petrification, instant death, paralysis, confusion. Quake, which just wastes time.
And roll upwards of 1,000 health, I believe.
Yeah, so like I said, one of the nastiest mobs you can encounter in the tower, mostly just from a time sink perspective. A squid barring our path to the stone golem here. Get out of the way. We got places to be. RPGchick now getting her level 20. She'll probably be about 21, 22 finishing this out. So she'll also be in the safety zone when it comes to HP values.
Gonna see our golem here disappear behind a pane of glass.
There's a miss. And chat, I can't be blamed for the commentator's curse. This all happened 15 minutes ago.
Very, very rare to have white cast miss, but I actually had life miss on my Rex the other day. So it is definitely a possibility. RPGchick threw her giant just a little faster here.
On our way to the Wyvern fight now. And again, the Wyvern not being much of a challenge other than it being an HP sponge. Nothing really too dangerous that the big dragon can give in terms of status effects. I think he doesn't even have the petrification status that dual-headed Hydra would have. I think he's just got damage on the table.
Another Cerberus check here blocking our path to him, taking us some time.
Indeed.
Seems like the only enemy with a decent amount of health so far.
RPGchick on her Wyvern fight.
Pretty thin Wyvern there.
Yep, not much of a threat. Moving on to the last floor here before Dark King now. Again, seconds apart.
Depending on the amount of boss or enemies here, Linkalot might be level 22 going into Dark King.
Indeed.
Not a bad level going into Zal with either.
No, not at all. The big bird can hit relatively hard, and he has Doom Dance on the table, so an instant KO. Chimera's rolling on the thick side too, also having resistance to flare, but not much HP past that first threshold, so still not much of a challenge besides just wasting an extra turn. On to more doggos. Our runners will have to carefully manage their spell slots as well, making sure they have plenty before going into these trash fights. If they go into one of these fights without having full slots or having no slots available, then we'll have to waste a little bit of time using melee options instead of using the powerful spells in their arsenal.
Like Linkalot just catching that his Ben was out of spells.
Indeed, this should be RPGchick's last wizard slot available as well. Let's see if she tops up before the Cerberus fight. Indeed, she's got an eagle eye for the situation on hand, opting to top up on Phoebe as well.
RPGchick getting a bad damage roll there on the.
Indeed, Linkalot pulling ahead here just barely by using white instead of flare on those chimeras. Topping up before his fight was literally, like I said, chat, seconds apart from each other.
Level 23 to level 22.
Indeed.
All the required battles in here.
So both of our runners will be HP'd out to take a laser hit to the face and any other nasty spell the Dark King can throw out.
It's like a pretty thick Za here after a pretty thick Pazuzu.
Indeed. Ben going down on SirLinkalot's side. Again, the RPGchick does have a bit of a safety net here by having life, so if Phoebe does go down, she'll be able to pick her up pretty quick. Linkalot going down, taking a wipe here, giving RPGchick back the lead.
RPGchick switching to Excalibur to get a flare off before that psych shoot.
Yep, a very nice strat indeed. Phoebe missing with her arrow shot, but Excalibur will do a nice bit of damage as well. And RPGchick losing her Phoebe to a Doom Dance as well, keeping on the Excalibur for the speed bonus. Doesn't help though, and she also takes it down.
Za being relatively trolly tonight.
Yeah, if you take a sky attack on solo, that's a good 800 guaranteed damage, no matter what defense you got going on.
That's with all endgame armor except for the locket there for defense boosts.
Indeed. Yeah, no, the Za refight is a nasty piece of work here. I imagine both of our runners will, now knowing how much HP Za has, stick to a little more conservative strats, so not as aggressive on the offense, going more now for keeping their party members alive, hoping they don't get Doom Danced, and kind of keeping it, you know,
a lot more
on the
triage
level.
here.
Yeah. You won't win without taking a few risks, but you also got to play it smart. You can't do any damage if you're dead.
Put the stupid sexy bird up on the left side of the screen here.
RPGchick perfectly timing a side shield down to get some white and flare spells down. SirLinkalot wiping up his Za fight now.
Phoebe with an 1800 damage crit there in that last phase.
Mm-hmm. RPGchick not far behind though. And there goes her Za fight. Now we are moving on to the Dark King. Linkalot grabbing his stash at 25 seeds. This could be a thick Dark King. If he is on the paper side though, this could mean this could give SirLinkalot the edge he needs to win.
Grabbing some heal potions on the way too, as he doesn't have heal or life. Could come in handy for him.
Smart grab. Meanwhile, RPGchick is fully loaded up on her consumable. She's starting her fight, giving her back a few precious seconds she might need. Linkalot making his way through phase one. What was that, about a 3-cast phase one?
3-cat. All of the phases of Dark King roll independent HP values here on the randomization.
Indeed. RPGchick putting Phoebe on auto for some triage since he got crit in the first phase, but still moving on to the phase 2 relatively quickly. Linkalot has to play it safe here. He does not have life on Ben, so if Phoebe goes down, this is basically a wipe for him. Moving on to phase 3, we might be seeing a Dark King a bit on the thinner side.
Very quick phase 2.
Indeed, RPGchick right on his tail though, literally one turn behind him. Ooh, Phoebe taking a petrification, but SirLinkalot wisely grabbed those heal potions so he won't have to take a wipe here. Being nasty to Phoebe, petrifying her twice in a row, having to take, basically sink 2 turns for triage here. Meanwhile, SirLinkalot putting that HP value to great use, living through some spider kids. Linkalot going on the offense, not opting to triage Ben, saying, you know, if he dies, he dies. But will not be willing to take a chance on Phoebe going down. We'll have to keep her up to be staying in this race. On the phase 4 now for SirLinkalot. This could be anybody's game still. RPGchick probably about a turn behind him in terms of damage.
Often do a lot more triage on her side throughout the fight.
Indeed. Linkalot getting lucky with a confusion that wears off instantly on Phoebe. Both of his party members low on HP here. Phoebe down to an uncomfortable 103. RPGchick moving on to phase 4 as well. Linkalot about 2 or 3 turns ahead of her. And that is time for SirLinkalot. GG's, chat.
Maybe one.
Yeah, about one or 2 turns here.
Very close race there.
Indeed. I imagine RPGchick's probably going to be wiping this up in the next turn. And that is time for the RPGchick. Less than a minute separates our 2 runners here tonight. Chat, give our runners a great big virtual round of applause. An excellent showing from both of them tonight. The official times logged on Race Time GG are 58 minutes and 7 seconds for SirLinkalot, 58 minutes and 53 seconds from the RPGchick. Literally less than 60 seconds apart. Let's see if we can get both of our runners up here for an And we are joined by SirLinkalot first. GG's, SirLinkalot. And we are now joined by the RPGchick. GG's to the both of you.
Thank you.
Very close race. Literally like less than 60 seconds apart. And a great showcase from both of you. Linkalot, let's go ahead and start with you because I did want to pick your brain on some of the routing decisions. What made you decide to do a full clear on Lava Dome first? It looks like we might be having a little bit of technical difficulties from Linkalot. It looks like I'm unable to hear him.
Oh, I forgot to actually unmute my actual microphone. That was
it. There we go.
So reason why I cleared Lava Dome is when I was thinking about what I had access to. I knew Suncoin was buyable, but I really only had in Windia that would have been within logic, the check and focus tower behind Suncoin and the purchased item as well as the item in Forest. And I was just like, I have a feeling something's in Lava Dome. Like, because if I don't find Dragon Claw in Windia or Sword, then I'm not going to really get anything. So we'll take the risk and full clear Lava Dome and hope it pays out. And yeah, I got the Libra Crest. I was like, that's not what I want to see. It's like, it gives you a check. And it's like, yeah, and I can just exit and kind of skip over to Aquaria and check it. And when I pulled Dragon Claw, I was like, all right, I feel really good about that. Because yeah, it's one of those things that you don't really like to clear Lava Dome because of how long it takes to get to the boss. But I was like, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, no, definitely getting that claw first did give you, in terms of go mode item checks, a slight edge. But RPGchick opting not to go to Lava Dome and instead go into other locations opened you up to basically isolating your checks there. You didn't have to do Peak Tower, Mount Gale, or Giant Tree. What made you decide to go the route you did tonight?
Wyvern's been kind of a jerk lately in terms of what items he's got and doesn't have. So I was like, I'll skip it and I'll take the chance. Honestly, I really like Dragon Claw being my last item because it does mean I don't have to go traipsing through most of Windia.
Yeah, no, with the decisions you two made tonight, you literally entered tower seconds apart from each other. Like I'm talking like RPGchick got in there about 9 seconds before Linkalot, just because you didn't have to do P Tower or Mount Gale. And then just a little bit of bad luck on both of y'all's end. We saw with the Zuh fight, but Linkalot just managed to get through there a few seconds ahead. And with Dark King being as paper thin as he was, that did give Linkalot the edge to take it. How'd you feel about doing another lifeless run, Linkalot?
I was waiting for Zuh to just completely destroy me again after
Yeah.
Monday night. Yeah, and I was just like, that's why I was like, I saw my level. I'm just like, I'm already high level. I'm going to hit probably 22, 23. So Dark King's not going to be able to one-shot me. Even then, though, with the wipe I took to Zuh, on top of the wipe I took in P-Tower, and P-Tower being absolutely nothing, I felt like my time was like an hour. I'm just like, if she doesn't finish by an hour, she either skipped something incredibly important and completely last locationed it, or she's having issues with something else too. And that's why I was playing really risky on Dark King. Like Ben would get his, like, I could heal. It's like, nope, just flare white. We need to get damage done because I have a feeling she's sitting on Dark King herself right now. And I need to kill this boss. And yeah, he like never, I don't think he ever targeted Ben twice in a row. I don't think I saw Mega White ever. And I kind of got lucky on the Dark King fight.
Yeah, you guys were like 2 turns apart on Dark King. It was intense. I think the whole time in Doom Tower was just you guys going back and forth, taking the lead from each other, either with a fight giving you a little less luck or whatever the situation was. Meanwhile, RPGchick, how'd you feel? First of all, not getting Cupid locked. Were you concerned that you were going to get confused locked out?
No, because once I saw that we could outspeed Dark King, then I was like, nope, this is fine.
Yeah. No, I think the birds gave you guys all the trouble tonight. Pazuzu gave you, what was that, 3 wipes or 2 wipes or Linkalot? I can't remember now.
It was 2. The worst one was the first one because he was almost dead. And
Yeah.
Stone Beak happened. I was like, I'm going to just risk that he's low enough that I can kill him. And nope. And then I took a second wipe right away because he just started with Stone Beak immediately and grabbed Phoebe again. And I was to the point where it's like, you know what, Ben, you're just going to defend Phoebe and she's going to do all the damage because you can't be petrified. She can. So
Yeah, making some innovative use with the defend command there. It's not completely useless, chat. It does have its uses. But yeah, unfortunately, RPGchick, we will have to say goodbye to you for tonight in the tournament. You had an excellent showing all the way through. Some great runs from you. I think you still have the record for the fastest time in the tournament as well.
I do. I'll take that.
But yeah, so moving forward to final thoughts from you, SirLinkalot. How do you feel going up in your next match? It's either going to be Chanigan or Farfaloo. We'll find out tomorrow night. How do you feel going into the finals?
I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup either way. It should be really good. I know RPGchick and I had 3 really close races, and that's kind of what I'm expecting again. Either one of us cleans up in just 2-0s, and it's going to be 2 really close races, or we, split them and end up in a really close game 3 again. I think it's going to be a good time for everybody, though.
Yeah, Rando is going to Rando. So I will go ahead and throw it out to final thoughts for just in general. RPGchick, we'll start with you. Anything you'd like to say to the chat or anything you'd like to say before you go ahead and say goodbye for tonight?
I mean, thanks to you two, and I know Wode's done a lot of commentary as well, and Chanigan for setting all this up. It was a heck of a lot of fun, and if I had to lose to anybody, Linkalot's a dang good racer to lose to.
Fair enough. And yeah, I doubt this will be the last event that all of us attend. So, Chad, if you find this stuff exciting, don't worry. We have plans. There will be things in the future. And Linkalot, how about you? Anything to say to the chat or the event organizers?
Yeah, no, so far, thanks for putting on the event. It's been a lot of fun. It's been my first major Mystic Quest Randomizer tournament. If anybody in chat, I know you saw a really good close race. If y'all are interested in it, but you're not sure about you're not sure about RPG randomizers, this is honestly one of the easiest ones to hop into. The game is fairly simple compared to other RPGs. and as you can see, it's typically nice and short, usually like an hour, if that, for seeds. Once you get used to things.
Yeah, just like the vanilla game, it is very beginner friendly, chat. The site is ffmqrando.net if you want to get started making your own randomizer seeds. There's also a link to the community Discord on that site. So if you want to join the community, all of the runners you've seen in the tournament are active in the Discord. We'll be more than happy to give you pointers for your first run. We have a new player resource. There's a dev room where you might be able to get beta access to some new features rolling out, like a chaos shuffler for enemy attacks. And other things coming down the pipeline. Don't tell anybody I told you that. So if you feel like joining, feel free to hop on in. None of us bite. Mago, did you have any final thoughts for our runners or chat tonight?
Just come on it and join the community. There's weekly races currently being run once again. So
yeah, and there is a ping meter race roll. So if you just want to go ahead and ping anybody with that roll and get a casual race going in voice chat, that's also an option available to you. So I do want to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Give Speed Gaming back their channel. Huge shout outs again to Speed Gaming Live for hosting us. Again, shout outs to Chanigan and all of our wonderful racers in the tournament so far. Thank you again, Mortal Maga, for joining me on co-commentary. Chat, if you could give our racers a huge follow on Twitch, my counterpart here, Mago, and I guess me if you feel like it. We will go ahead and be finishing out. Again, chat, we also could not be doing any of this without you. Thank you guys for watching so much. This will not be the last showing we put on once this tournament's over. We have more stuff to come. But with that, I want to go ahead and sign off for the night. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Have a good one.